Good morning, everyone. Now, wherever you're seeing me, welcome. I am transmitting this out to or sending it to my Facebook profile, my Facebook page, mytimetv.live, a private card reading group, and my YouTube channel. What you may see as the slight difference is that I've gone back to using my eCam virtual camera, as you may see. It looks a bit more like it did a little while ago. I am trying to use, in the mechanics of it, what I'm doing is actually using a little screen on the side. So you will see me looking sideways a little more frequently for this morning's reading. Now, you may have also noticed, I love that. I've got to show you that one, Michelle. Good morning to you especially, because you can't believe that you're actually on time. Yes, and I'm actually on time. I have been sitting here trying to nut out how to get back to using the eCam, because it's got the versatility in the camera setup, in the screen setup, to have my little things on. I could use this, but I can't point too well with it like that. to have my actual website ID stuff and the link description for my Buy Me a Coffee. So, and those two places are where you'll find where you can actually book or purchase a reading with me. And I do have a Calendly link that'll book a one-on-one time. But those places and spaces actually allow your purchasing a reading, and then we just negotiate a time, or I record it for you once you supply me a question. It's just that easy. Almost like the Friday nights free readings, but it's actually you're purchasing a full in-depth reading for yourself via those channels, and it's recorded and you get sent a link. So I am moving back into using the eCam, and it's the purpose why, so that I could actually bring it up on screen to do this type of sharing of, here I am in this little round bit, and I can actually move it around a lot more easily, which is what I'm going to try and do. Place myself where it's a bit small. I just noticed how big it is. As you can tell, I'm probably not using the cards this morning, even though I have got the pixie cards. These are the ones, and I'm finding it very hard to open the tin. Oh, I'd choose something that I couldn't use, isn't it? I'm finding it very difficult. But that's all right. We know where I'm at with the hand. I explained that last night. I've actually got a splint. Actually, I'll change it round. For those who may not have seen the last night's show, I've got to move myself that way. From what was the cast, I now have a brace or a splint. So it sort of goes like that. It's still needing the thumb to be held really stiff because I can't use it yet. So still out of action with that. And that's why the little bits of trial and error of what I'm trying to do with how I'm using my tools, as in, like you've just seen, the cards here. I thought I was going to be able to open a tin. I just did. There we go. Here's the little pixie card. So I'm just going to tip that out, as far as they are a Lenormand deck, as you can see. There we've got it. It's the Pixies Astounding Lenormand or Lenormand deck, and the artwork's by Edmund Zabrowski. Look, I like all of the types of decks, but I've just been attracted so much to the Lenormand. So it's the ones that I have been using, and I'm just going to place these here and pick a 1, and of course it's upside down. A 2, we've got the scythe, the ring, and down the bottom we're going to have, put it up the right way, the clouds. So they're going to be the 3 cards I'll read this morning. And then I'm just going to throw some charms. Oops, sorry for bumping the table. Then I'm going to actually just throw some charms onto this mat to give a general reading for everybody. So you read into that what you would like for your, what it means for your day as well. So with the scythe, what we've got is we're moving, covered the ring. So it really is, in this essence, I'm feeling that the scythe is speaking to being able to get into doing some work and harvesting what we've put the work in for initially anyway. We've had the time where we've prepared the ground, planted the seed, the rain has come, and especially in the southern hemisphere for here, the crops are growing, and it's not going to be too far off now where the harvest will occur. There might still be some weeding to do and that type of thing, but it's getting some work continually rolling. And we've got that commitment, that cycle of what is our seasons, our work cycle that moves with that as well, and being able to see the jewel and the gem and the rewards from all of that happening for ourselves. And it is for ourselves and those around us. It's whatever your intentions have been in what you've planted and what you're wanting to harvest and seek and have as those rewards, what you're deserving to get from that hard work. And I know for some instances there might seem to be the clouds. Now, the clouds could be the rain that has fallen to be enabling that full cycle of what is the planting of a seed, the weeding, the soil prep, the planting the seed, the weeding, tending, nurturing, and the rain. And it could be part of that cycle. There is no order in the way that these cards can be read. It could be that you're intending as the first card being the ring instead of what I pulled out as the scythe. Just read them in a way that it's, what it means for you in your happening, your life, what is occurring for you. So keep those three cards in mind. Now, the clouds too are life does go through all of the cycles of what we experience, even on our emotional level too. Okay, so if you're feeling a bit sad and depressed about something, know that that will pass, that the winds will move them through to be those beautiful sunshiny days, and that we can enjoy again as our harvest of what we're deserving and finding that jewel in the crown or creating it for ourselves, okay? So that's what I was going to do with those. Now, just a quick description, I suppose, on what we've got here with the labyrinth through time, but I will first acknowledge there are more than just Michelle who's made it on time. Lovely to have you here. I'll show it up again. And here we've got Keza. Good morning, Keza. And Sandra, you're saying you really enjoyed last night with Leanne. You really needed all that laughter. Oh, thank you. Two lovely ladies. Oh, look, we get along so well anyway, as a very strong growing friendship too. So it's not just on that work level that we get together. It really is a lovely experience for ourselves too. We have so much fun. I shouldn't be shaking my head. We have so much fun. We really do. And it's it's just as things grow and develop, we're going, we might be changing up some of the things that we do, or offering different stuff. Who knows? It's just so. I love doing the live stream. I love doing this, which is why I'm here this morning. I wanted to show you the labyrinth through time because it happened to be on my table, and I sort of thought I didn't really want to choose which cards to use. Besides, that's how I did the pixies this morning. So it can't be a card reading without having some cards. So I did. The labyrinth through time is, as you can see, it is a fortune telling divination type of a system. And as you can see down here, it is Tea with Karen is the lady who's created, designed and developed this. And you'll see her shop, Tea with Karen, on Etsy. So what she has done is created various different ways of divination. This is charm casting. So I've got the charms in here. So in a sec, I am going to grab some of those and just put them on this mat. So, and Kezzy, you had fun giggling with us last night too. Oh, look, it's just fun. And good morning, Shaz. Lovely to have you here too. So I'll just grab 3 or 4. I'm not going to do any more throws than that. I'm just going to grab a little pinch and see what happens. You put them over top and I just let it drop. I don't even scatter them. Any that fall outside have been put back in the box. Now, here we go. I'm putting, that one was on love and relationships. We've got the dragon. Now, I know it's a bit difficult to see some of these, but hopefully you can. Right, and I'll point them out. Can you see them large enough? Now, Michelle, you're saying they look interesting. Look, it is. I'm still only a learner with the charm casting. It's not something that I've actually done a lot of yet, but I'm finding it just so interesting because you're still just tapping into your intuitive senses with this and the messages that come direct from spirit. So what they're saying for our day to day, and I am going to start from around here, is it is a weekend here in Australia. We're in the Southern Hemisphere. We're in that time zone that is already the 25th of September, Saturday. I know there are some of you who are actually in the other side of the world in your Friday still. I think you'd mostly be in the evenings now. So you can see them fine, Chaz. Great, thank you. And yes, the runes are interesting and intriguing. I learnt them a long time ago, but haven't picked them up for many years. So I probably would need to relearn the runes. It's still a similar type of system. And I've also got some Egyptian hieroglyph, a reading set of that nature too. It's just what you feel comfortable with using. And I'm loving experimenting with all the different tools. So here in this one, what we've got is the dragon. I'll actually point to that there. So we've got the dragon, you know which one I'm talking about, and you should be able to hopefully see that very clearly there. And that's in our leisure and social life. And oh, wonderful. You get to see the dragons today as fantasy time. That's good. And Tracy, good morning to you. Dragon is that fantasy energy, but it's also the strength and maneuverability and that quick action. It's that sort of a defensive or attacking. It just depends what the situation is. But in this, with it's being the social leisure, social life and getting together with others, it's actually, I'm feeling it's actually indicating to us that we're standing in our own power. We don't have to make it up. We don't have to think it's fake or make up, make believe, figment of our imagination. It is actually in the situation where we're having a couple with someone and conversation gets a little bit antsy. You can stand in your own power with that and actually be that inner essence of who you are and be strong. So that for me is what the dragon is saying for our leisure, social life, getting together with others today. It is standing in your own strength. So, and hello, Emma, lovely to see you here too. And yes, for some in South Australia, it is the start of the school holidays, was the last day of school yesterday. And for the whatever term it is. And here we have in our love and relationships, we've got the bat. I'll try and hold that up. I should actually have a little mat or something because here we've got that gorgeous, I mean, I like all of the charms. And even though the bat comes across as being an ugly little creature, it is a creation of what is specific for the way that it needs to move around in its environment. And in love and relationships, that's indicating to me that it's almost using your ultimate sense of sonar, that being able to really sense and tap into your inner intuitive senses around what's happening with your loving relationships. Sometimes you can walk into a room and you can feel that tension, or you can feel the joy, or you just feel the energy that's in that space. And that's what I'm thinking, the bat is actually giving us that reminder. Tap into that, be aware of it in a more hypersensitive way today, because it might bring you some sense of it'll bring you that sense of knowing what to possibly expect and how you want to behave in whatever situation you might be walking into, or whatever energy you're walking into, whether you need to, what do you need to be doing there? Just deciding that you're going to be love and joy and happiness, or whether you need to deal with a situation that really strengthens that relationship, because we have got dragon here, remember? And if it's certainly in that social aspect and you're with loved ones, it could be that combination of the two, that you're needing that super aware, super alert, hypersensitivity to what's going on here. What is the background of it? Don't hit your head against that brick wall type of thing, because the bat certainly doesn't. They know, their sonar really gives them that indication of what's there, and you don't see bats bumping into things too often. Okay. So we're moving around now then to what is adventure and discovery. And it's a little bit about doing something different and having those moments or times. It could be school holidays, good indicator. Some of you might be going off on your little holiday for your school holiday break. This is what frog is about. It's, the environment's just perfectly right for taking a bit of time off, because you don't see frogs appear in their ponds unless it's good conditions. So it's bringing forward that indication to me, yes, good time to take off for a holiday, relax and reading a book. So here we go with that, and we're able to actually step into our holiday time or our break away and have some time. Books are a great way of discovering other worlds where you can really immerse into them, and yet you're still at home in that comfy chair. Depends where you are. It's cold here this morning, so not that I've got time to sit in a nice comfy chair to read, but it's certainly, there's the possibility of that form of adventure and discovery. So it's whichever way you choose to have your day-to-day, do it in its fullness of knowing that it's healthy for you, that it's something that's going to take you on those, in another world almost of discovery. That also is going to help us with our connection. It's the tender loving care that we can give ourselves in that tent. The tent is about that, going within, so that you've got that protection whilst you're in almost a meditative state. I find it interesting that here we've got the camel. It's spending the time. The camel is perseverance and being able to actually, tread the path with persistence, perseverance, knowing that you're going to get to the goal. And you could spend time in your metaphoric tent, taking these adventures, but on a meditation and shifting into that connection that's going to strengthen you. And here we've got the strength. Remember, we've got that tapping into all these aspects that we're going to have in our day, being more active than the other ones. Doesn't mean these other situations aren't there for your day, but we've got the focus where these little charms are sitting and connecting the energies of what each and every one of those means for our day. So ultimately, it really does come back to, as we're looking at that, you might want to replay this and have a look again for yourself. What is it actually meaning for me? What do I feel as I'm seeing those charms in those aspects of my day-to-day? Or come back to it tonight and re-watch just to see, so that's where that might have been an indication that this was happening. And interpret for yourself. It's a way of learning as you're growing and moving on and forward into your life, being the best you. What are we here for? Happiness, joy, all the experiences of sadness and grief and loneliness, gratefulness. It's all the plus and minuses. There's no such thing really. It's experiencing in the ways that we are experiencing our life that's unique, because we are unique, and moving that forward in the best way we can, both being you, unique and loving and whoever you want to be. Okay? Just don't copy others. Be you. So here we are. Oh, Karen, good morning. Oh, it is interesting. It is interesting. And yeah, you'll rewatch it. It's a good idea sometimes to go back, and possibly at the end of the day. I have to admit, I don't very often do that, but there's times where you think, Oh, God, what was today about? And I will rewatch just to see what I even thought of my own day, from the start to the completion. So thanks, Keza. You have a beautiful day too. And I will leave it there. Certainly, if you do want to have more in-depth readings, you can find that. Now I've got to get this hand up because there or there, whichever way, down there. You just need to do a search of Ros Boundy on the internet and you'll find me somewhere. This picture. Have a lovely day. Blessings to each and every one of you. And I'm going to put my little namaste up there and bring forward what you have as your intentions in a real way. It's not airy-fairy stuff. Live it, believe it, know it, trust it, because it's you. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll see you. The other thing is I'm not going to be able to do the live stream tomorrow at all. It's a full day away. Harvey Bett's celebration of life is tomorrow, and he was an important part in my life. So I'll be taking part in that. And it's an early start in the morning, like before 8 o'clock. It's actually, I think I've got to be up around 6:30. For all of you, blessings, and we'll catch you Monday morning. Bye for now, and we'll go. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. You were first and you were last, but there's never an end. Thank you.